Good morning. How's everybody? Excellent. Excellent. I've had a privilege of walking around, talking to many of you all, getting to see you all coming in this morning. This is a great day for us. We love this event more than any other event that we have on this campus. It's an opportunity for you all to get to see the campus, to get to talk to some of our wonderful faculty and staff, to talk to some of our other former trustee scholars, well, they're still trustee scholars, get to talk to them, and also maybe an opportunity to get some additional money. So who doesn't like that? I'm Dr. Greg Nayer. I'm our Vice President for Strategic Initiatives at the college, and basically what that means is most of the stuff that people don't want to do comes under me, and that includes enrollment. But I love enrollment, and I love having to get an opportunity to welcome you all here and be a part of these events. And every year we do this, we know one really true fact, and that is that everybody's a little nervous. How's everybody feeling? A little nervous? All right, we're going to try something. We're going to try something a little different, okay? We are all of our students out here, and you all got to do this. You don't have a choice, and everybody's going to do it. We're going to let out one loud, cathartic yell, okay? We're just going to get out all of our tension. We're going to have a tension break. I'm going to do it. I'm going to lead it. I know a few of you really want to do this. We're going to do this, okay? So on three, okay, one big yell. Doesn't matter what you say. No profanity. You got to keep it clean, okay? One big yell. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah! How do you feel? Weird? Okay. It's fine. I got a video moment that we'll use later on in life, so that's all important. So now that we've done that, I'm going to actually have a real welcome, and I'm going to bring up to the stage our vice president, our senior vice president for academic affairs, Dr. Michael Brogan. Dr. Brogan has served at Daemen for over 35 years, first as a student, then as a faculty member, a program chair, a school dean, and for the better part of the last decade in his current capacity as our senior vice president for academic affairs. Through his leadership, we have transformed this institution in bringing in new programs, exciting ways to deliver content, and really looking at innovative ways to make this college the college that it is today. Dr. Brogan truly exemplifies all that's great about Daemen and all that you've learned so far and all that you're going to continue to learn during your journey about figuring out where you want to go. Dr. Brogan is a board-certified diplomat and a wound care specialist who has numerous publications and citations to his credit, an appointment by the Ministry of Education in China as an international consulting expert at the Teachers Training Center in Beijing, a Fulbright specialist, and has been honored as one of the first 50 Healthcare 50 of Western New York. So please join me in providing a warm welcome to our Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Michael Brogan.
Thanks, Greg, for inviting an old fossil that can hardly get up those stairs. But I am grateful. I have the privilege, on behalf of the faculty of Daemen College, I have the privilege to welcome you today and to congratulate you, the students, for your academic excellence. And on your academic excellence, you're nominated to be part of this program, and you'll have the opportunity to, be engaged in the process and hopefully to find success in that award. I had a few things I was going to say, but Greg knows me well, and he said you only get two minutes, maybe 3. So I won't say anything what I had planned to say, because what I just learned is something that I probably should say. So I just had the privilege to meet 2 of our students, Jules and Chrissy, and I had asked them. Jules is graduating, and Greg, I'm sorry, I know you're gonna introduce them. You'll never invite me again. But Jules is going to be graduating from our education program, and Chrissy is going to be graduating in the first element of our PT program, and then she'll move into her last 2 years. But I asked Jules, where'd you go to high school? And she said, California. I said, California, how'd you find Daemen College? And she said, well, I found it on a list, and it was, one of the higher ranked, and I decided to come here. And I thought that was a terrific response. And then I asked Chrissy, where'd you go to high school? And she said, Clarence. And I said, how did you find Daemen College? And she said, well, because there are other physical therapy programs, obviously, in this area. D'Youville, UB, Nazareth, there's plenty of them. But why did you choose Daemen College? And she said, well, she thought that, this was the program and the institution where she'd be most successful. So Greg had mentioned my history. So back in 1980, my wife and I were down in Florida, and we had decided to come back to Buffalo. I happened to be on a PD down in Miami, and we thought, I'm not sure that that's going to work out for us for the rest of our life, so maybe we'll go back up to Buffalo. And I always wanted to be a physical therapist, so I'll look into that. Looked at UB and I looked at Daemen, and I decided at that point in my life, being kind of non-traditional, I was going to go to Daemen because I thought it would be, probably the institute where I'd have the greatest success. And that worked out for me. I never left. Practiced physical therapy and stayed. So I truly enjoyed meeting both Jules and Chrissy and their stories. It then made me think about the whole experience here at Daemen College. So I know there are plenty of people who came here, plenty of students, with the idea that they want to be a physical therapist, a PA, nurse, pre-med, they want to be a physician or a dentist or a vet and so on. And we've got students in multiple disciplines across our spectrum of programs, and I think it's a great representation of what we do here. But what's interesting is you'll come to Daemen, I hope, and you'll move through the curriculum of your choice, and you'll graduate, and then you'll move into the profession that you wanted to be in. Most of you will do that. But then there's always some students that do things beyond that. And that's the greatest privilege of my life at this point that I have, to meet students who graduated 35 years ago, 10 years ago, 2 years ago, and 3 years ago, and so on. And I always ask, well, what are you up to? And most of the time I hear, I'm practicing. I have a clinic in South Carolina, or I was just in Manhattan and, heard that same story that, I've got a clinic in Manhattan and I'm practicing there and so on. But then I'll hear other stories and stories throughout my career. We had a student who graduated in physical therapy and went on to be a naval aviator, a fighter pilot off a carrier. We've had students that graduated from PA who went into the FBI and other areas of the Department of Justice. We've had nurses that went on to law school and so on. And I think that's wonderful. What a great opportunity to have such a broad education that you can be secure in the profession that you've studied within and you've completed the prerequisites to be involved in, but you can move on to other areas if you so choose. So I do hope that you consider Daemen, and I can't thank you enough for giving us a chance to introduce the college to you, and I wish you the greatest success. I'm looking up in the stands, and I had asked Chrissy, because I'm a physical therapist, who's your favorite teacher, which isn't fair, but she's in her first professional year of the PT program, which is year 4. And she said Jen Bogolsky, who I had the privilege to teach as well, and she said, and Greg Ford. So Greg, can you stand up? You're one of the, Greg is the director of the physical therapy program, and he's a favorite of Chrissy. And next to him is our Dean of Arts and Sciences, Matt Ward, who's out of the Nat Sci department, and if you have a chance, say hello to Matt. I want to catch any other faculty. Are there any other faculty in the audience? So I'm told that there's about 65 faculty who are participating in the interviews today, so you'll get to meet the faculty, you'll learn about the college, and you'll meet a lot of wonderful people. Again, thanks for having an interest in Daemen College. I hope you're successful. I hope that I get to meet you over the next few years. I hope that I get to see you graduate, and I hope a few years later, I get to see you and find out where you've gone through your journey. So thanks for having Daemen part of your interest. Thank you.
I told Dr. Brogan 2 minutes because I knew he'd take 5. It's an old trick. Thank you, Dr. Brogan. As you can tell, Dr. Brogan has a great passion for this place, and you'll see that a lot in everybody you talk to today and experience. And I want to take this opportunity as we kind of talk to you. We have a limited amount of time before you go off into interviews and you go off and experience presentations and sessions and tours and lunch and all the great things about today. But before you do that, we can sit up here all day and night and talk about this place from our experience, but that means very little. We think it means a lot more coming from 2 of our outstanding students. So what I want to make sure that we do today is that we have a few goals. One is we want to make sure that you get all of your questions answered while you're here. That's really important. Parents, students, family members, we want to make sure that everything that you want to know we cover while you're here. We also want to make sure that you feel prepared, feel calm, feel relaxed, and you have a successful interview. And then most importantly, at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you feel like Daemen is the place that you want to be and that you'll be part of our class of 2024. And we have some opportunities for you to do that today if you so desire. But you don't want to hear that from me. I want you to hear it from our students. So we have two wonderful students, as Dr. Brogan mentioned before. We have Chrissy Cora, who is a physical therapy major, and Jules Moffitt, who is a childhood education and special education major. So what I was hoping we can do to get started is to just have them introduce themselves a little bit. Chrissy, Jules, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourselves, who you are, what you did here, what you're doing now, some kind of fun fact, however you'd like to take it.
Okay, so as you've heard a bunch of times now, my name's Chrissy. And I'm in the physical therapy program in my 4th year, as Dr. Brogan said. I'm from Clarence, about 20 minutes away, if that. And I grew up in Williamsville, so I'm a local. And undergrad, I commuted. I'm still commuting, still at home. And I am just so grateful to be where I am today. The past 4 years have definitely been a challenge, but I just keep pushing myself because I know that another 2 years from now, even another couple months from now when I'm walking the stage, I'm going to say like, wow, I did this with the help of all my amazing professors. And it's been such a ride. It's been challenging, it's been fun, it's been different. So different from high school too. Especially coming in, I was expecting to be like, yep, I totally got this, no problem. I didn't really struggle too much in high school with my classes. But then when I got here, I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, everything's so different. It's not easy to do it on your own. And so, especially this past year, the first semester of the professional phase of the physical therapy program, all the classes are insanely interesting, but also so challenging. Every day I'm like sitting in class and I'm like, wow, this is so cool to learn so much about this profession. And then I get home and I'm looking at my notes and I'm like, what was that? But it's been awesome, and just being able to, from undergrad, having the observational experience in different PT clinics, and now during the semester we do kind of like a clinical where we go every other week and we get to observe and do some hands-on stuff. It just really kind of keeps your motivation going. And I'm looking forward to, this summer is going to be my first clinical, and I'm very excited for that. So that's me.
Real quick, you have a fun fact, one quick fun fact.
Oh, right, my fun fact. I am one of 10 children, second oldest, from the same parents.
That second part is not necessarily important, just something to know. Jules?
Hi everyone, my name is Jules. I'm an early childhood special ed major, and as mentioned before, I am from California. Every time someone meets me, the first thing they ask is, why Buffalo? And they're so confused. And my response is the program, honestly. The program is what brought me here. Like Dr. Brogan said, I looked up special ed programs online. I found some random website list. I clicked on it. Daemen was like #1 or something. And I said, okay, I'll look at it. And it was a free application, and things just started moving, and I came to Scholars Day. And the night that I drove on campus before Scholars Day, I saw the front of Canavan. I saw some students standing there, and I said, this is where I'm going. I'm going to come to Daemen, no matter what. No matter what happens, this is where I'm going to go to school. And it's been the best experience. While I've been at Daemen, I've been a resident assistant in the first-year hall, so I've lived in Canavan for 4 years now. It's been absolutely amazing. I love Canavan because of the community and because commuting was out of the options for me. I have also obviously been a trustee scholar. I've been involved with our education club. I was inducted into Sigma Pi Epsilon Delta, which is our special education honorary. And I've also been involved as a student worker in the admissions office. I've been an academic coach for Psych 103, which is one of the intro to psych classes. But most importantly, as I've been at Daemen, I've been at 12 different schools in different classrooms and settings to work with real students, starting in my second semester observing, my third semester teaching. And now I'm student teaching. I'm currently at Thomas Edison Elementary. I'm with kindergartners, and that is amazing. They're like you guys, but a lot more wiggly. They move around a lot. And the things that they come up with and the connections that they make when you're teaching, it's so amazing to see in practice. And I'm super excited. I have a couple weeks left there, and then I'll be moving on to my second placement in special ed. I'll be in an inclusive preschool classroom at the Arc of Erie County Green Acres. And so through the 12 experiences I've had, plus my 2 student teaching placements, all have been in first grade, kindergarten, preschool, early intervention. Kindergarten, did I say that one?
You did.
A couple times. But all at different schools and with different teachers of varying experiences. Right now I'm with an expert teacher who is retiring this year, and she's become my mentor. And I love working with her, and she's giving me things. I'm hoarding them until I start teaching. But it's super exciting, and that's the best thing about Daemen. They really get you out there. They get your experience in your college years while you're here, so that when you get out there, you're ready to go.
Excellent. And I know it can be intimidating. You listen to this and you see all their great experiences and what they've done and what they've accomplished. And how am I going to do that? How am I going to fit 6 years of life into 4 years? Well, you do it. And you do it well at Daemen because of the resources, support, and opportunity that we provide. I think the message we want to make sure that you all have here is that we want you at Daemen. If you're one of the select few to get one of the scholarships we have, fantastic. If you're not, there's lots of things that we can do to make sure that we're able to get you here and help you accomplish your dreams. Because at the end of the day, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to figure out where you're going to go from here in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 years of your lives. And a Daemen education can really set you up for success with that. And it's not just a cliche thing that you hear. So I want to make sure as you go through today and you enjoy the interview process, and I really mean that, you enjoy the interview process. If you're not selected, we will work to get you here because we believe that you will be able to get the great experience that these two have had out of it as well. So let's talk a little bit about where you see yourselves going. I think that's really important, right? When you come here, you think about a career path. You think about where you want to go. How many of you know exactly what you want to do, have everything mapped out from the moment you leave here until fair? I see you sheepishly come on, be proud of that. How many of you are really type A and have it all figured out? Why is my hand up? I am absolutely not. Be proud of that. How many of you have absolutely no idea even what you're doing for lunch today? Be just as proud of that. Thank you very much. Listen, it's fine either way where you are. I am sometimes more concerned with people who have every little detail of their lives figured out, as opposed to those who are still figuring it out. I've been doing this for 20 years. I'm still not sure I'm good at it. So I need a few more years to figure it out. There's nothing wrong with that. The part of the college journey, whether any college, especially at Daemen, is figuring that out. So I'm wondering, Chrissy, Jules, if you guys could take a couple of minutes here, we're kind of tight on time, maybe 30 seconds or so, and talk a little bit about your journey in choosing a major, and specifically maybe a situation where you struggled and had to think through something and then how you overcame it. Jules, you want to start first this time?
Yeah. So when I was in high school, I worked as a child care worker in the nursery at my church, and there was a child in there who was diagnosed with sensory processing disorder, which I don't know if you know, but basically if the lights are too bright, there's too much sound, maybe there's too much going on in the room, lots of colors, everything, it gets overwhelming for them, and they don't really know how to calm themselves. They don't really have those skills. So working with him really drove me into special education, and in the nursery, I was one of the only workers who was able to get through to him. I was able to help him calm down and work with him, and he was able to stay in our nursery because we were able to make it a safe place for him. And so through that experience, it was amazing to be able to see a kid get it. And then while I was in school, one of my practicums was at Born-Hava in an early intervention classroom, and I ended up getting a job. And I worked there for a year. I worked with one little kiddo. He was the cutest thing, and from the beginning of the year to the end, he progressed so much. He started from making choices just by looking at the item to making choices by reaching for it. He started from using only his right hand to using both hands. He started from barely tolerating weight bearing to using a stander to start working on building his muscles and his legs so he could start standing on his own. And just seeing that progression, every kid is going to go at their own pace, and knowing that I was able to influence some of that just inflamed my passion for teaching, and Daemen gave me that experience.
Awesome. Chrissy?
So for me, I have known, I guess, that I've been interested in physical therapy since about 8th grade. I was on the travel soccer team for my town, and we used to do conditioning practices, and it was in like a building that also had like physical therapy and stuff like that. two in there. So I was first exposed to physical therapy then. But another thing that also kind of solidified that for me is my grandmother, back when I was in middle school and high school, she had a lot of health problems, so she wasn't moving around very well. And one of my favorite things to do was just to like help her walk and help her get up and sit down and move around. And that for me, I like helping people. So I guess that's what got me interested in it. But with that said, I am not sure what field exactly I want to get into with physical therapy yet. So I still have decisions to make. So my life's not totally mapped out, but we're getting there.
Don't be ashamed if it is. Excellent. So, when we talk a little bit about this journey, it really is a journey of exploration, right? You kind of figure out the things that you really like and the things that you don't and the things that you really want to build on. And that's a whole part of what the college experience is like, and especially at Daemen. And it's not just inside the classroom. Dr. Brogan was mentioning about the faculty, and our faculty here are top-notch in so many different ways. But the outside the classroom experience is what complements your education and really helps bring life to it. And I know both of you are involved in lots of things. So can you ramble off a list of some things that you all have done since you've been here? Chrissy, you want to start?
My list isn't too long. Orientation is the number one thing that I've been involved with. It's super fun. You guys should check it out, being an OL leader. And academic coaching, I did that as well. And I'm a scholar.
So while I've been here, I've really delved in and gotten super involved on campus. Since my sophomore year, I've been a resident assistant in the first year hall, like I've said. I love working with first years. They're so fun. One year, I had a resident leave me a note that said, "I need to talk to you," and I was really concerned that something was wrong. And so I went and I knocked on their door as soon as I got back, and I said, "What's going on? What's wrong?" And he said, "I just wanted to show you my Stitch onesie for Halloween." And I was like, okay, well, now that I'm not having a heart attack. So those experiences have been really awesome. I've also been involved with our honors program, where you get to do special projects, and I've linked that with my course curriculum. So I've really done deeper diving into different spots of education, which has really helped me in my profession as I'm teaching and student teaching. But one cool thing that I got to do through that was I got to go to Atlanta, Georgia, with Dr. Ward and our president at the time, and we got to explore Atlanta, Georgia. We went to the National Collegiate Honors Conference, so I got to see how other honors programs across the country ran their program, and then we got to bring some ideas back to work on our program and kind of build it up and see what will work for our students. I've also been a student worker in admissions. I've been an academic coach, and then being a part of Education Club and doing activities like the Autism Walk and different drives. We did a book drive for a school that we had a practicum at. They had just opened up, so they didn't have many supplies, so we had students at Daemen donate children's books that we were able to take to the teachers, and they got to have their own kind of little scholastic book fair, and they were super excited about it. So those are all really cool experiences.
Excellent. And as you can tell, all those experiences really help to shape your experience. And as we talk up here and you see us talking throughout the day and you meet some of our admissions counselors, you meet our financial aid counselors, our other faculty and staff, you can tell that we genuinely love this place and genuinely try to have a lot of fun here. Our president, whom our parents will get an opportunity to meet today in our parents' lounge, Dr. Gary Olson, will often talk about the Daemen family. And he'll talk about how that kind of impacts your education. And it really is true. At no other institution, and I've been around higher education for a long time, I've been at many other small private institutions, and at no other institution do you really have the opportunities to get involved, to be more than just a number, to really be part of something, and get opportunities to study directly with faculty, to work very closely with senior staff. At no other place do you do that. Remember, as you go through today, I really want you to remember this interview is truly a two-way street. Yes, you're talking to us, and we're going to ask you some questions, and we want to get to know you a little bit about the scholarships, and we have tough decisions to make. But at the same time, you are getting to know this place. You're trying to see your fit. You're trying to have that experience like Jules did when she first pulled up to campus and saw people outside of Canavan and realized that this is where she wanted to be. That feeling is something you can't put a price tag on. And so having close to 200 of you on our campus to have that opportunity is profound, and we hope you take advantage of that. And so in 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, depending on your program, that you'll graduate as a Daemen Wildcat. And one of the key things I want to know, if you decide today this is where you want to be, in the WIC Student Center, we have an information booth for admissions and a deposit station right over there in WIC. I'd encourage you to come in to make your deposit. Once you do, you get put into kind of our communication flow as a deposit student, which gives you access to other information about when to sign up for housing and orientation and class registration and all those things. Plus, we have this wonderful yard sign that if it ever defrosts around here, you can use it. Or if you're like Jules and you live in California, you can take it with you and plant it in the ground now. So we really want to make sure that you get that experience. We're running tight on time, so I need really quickly from each of you one piece of advice you'd give our panel members about today or about tomorrow. You've got 10 words. Don't count, just trying to keep it flowing. Jules, you first.
Okay. My advice is to make the experience your own. Get involved, meet new people, and just try your best, because college is what you make it. And I've had the best time, but I know people who don't put themselves out there and they don't have the best time. So go after what you're interested in and just try your best. Sorry, that was more than 10
That was like
words.
30 words. Educators, right? Go ahead.
Okay. My piece of advice is to take care of yourself.
Excellent. And if we
Really
add the
quick.
preamble, yes, go ahead.
Sorry. Just make sure you by that I just mean make sure you balance academics with like relaxing, because that's important too. That's all I have to say.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you to both of you all. Can we give them, before we depart and give you information, can we give both of our panel members a round of applause? They really are both fantastic. They had a whole planned script and speech, and then I came in this morning and we threw it all out and started from scratch, and they both did fantastic, so thank you. So here's the plan as we move forward. Interviews that begin at 9:15 and continue throughout the day. On the agenda, you have a label with your name, an interview time, an interviewer, and lots of other important information. Students, 30 minutes before your interview, we want you to go to RIC 101. Everything is labeled. There's lots of people around campus who will help you if you feel lost or confused. We got people in blue and white rugby shirts and other people with name tags. Ask if you're not sure, but 30 minutes before your interview, you go to RIC 101. That's for students only. Parents, this is important. You can't go in and interview with your kid. I'm not allowing it. We won't. But we have something for you just as fun, if not a little better. We have a parents' lounge set up in our Visual and Performing Arts Center, what we call the VPAC here. And we'll have people taking you there as well. It's connected to DS. There will be some of our wonderful admission staff, some of our parents, some of our other faculty and staff who will be there. We have food, we have some adult beverages to keep you all relaxed, and the opportunity to meet with some key administrators, including Dr. Brogan, Dr. Olson, and some others. I'll be there as well, so that may not be a bonus, I'm not sure, but I will. Additionally, you may have noticed some of our individuals wearing those blue and white rugby shirts. Can you guys, anybody wearing blue and white rugby shirts, can you stand or wave? Excellent. You can't miss them. Right? These are some of our current or former trustee scholars, some of which will be taking time out of the day to come back to Daemen and talk to you about their experiences. It's a really informal setting, and it's a great opportunity to learn more about Daemen. So just so you see them, I wanted to recognize them for being here, whether they're a current student or they came back to be part of that. Thank you for that, guys. Finally, during the times that you're neither interviewing or you're waiting anxiously for your son or daughter to come back, we have some outstanding presentations today, and I want you to take advantage of those. They're conducted throughout campus on a myriad of different topics and areas that people are going to help with enhancing your academic experience, campus life and living, thriving in the sciences, and more. So please take an opportunity to go what you'd like to go to what you would like to. I think it'll really help in making this experience the best for you. And if you're excited about the sessions, more than one session, you have the opportunity to go to at least 2 of them. And if you haven't fully seen the campus while you've been here, tours will be offered leaving from the WIC lobby, our student center, starting at 9:15, and then again after lunch from 12:30 to 1:30. Finally, everybody meets back in the campus dining hall over in WIC Student Center from 12 o'clock on for a lunch, a campus lunch. We don't want to bring you here all day and tire you out and make you exhausted and then not feed you, so we will do that. We sincerely hope that you have a great day. And before I dismiss everybody, I want all of our 9 o'clock tour, 9:15 tours. Anybody who's a 9:15 tour, I would like Willow, Sue, and Angelina. Where are you guys? There they are. Hi. Any of our students who have a 9 o'clock tour, can you follow Willow, Sue, and Angelina out? We want to get you to your place first. 9:15, sorry. Did I say inner tour? Yeah. I meant interview. Thanks, Jules. Jules is like Jiminy Cricket on my back, on my shoulder. And then parents, where's Arden and Dylan? There's Dylan. Hi, Dylan. Parents of the 9:15 interview, not the tour. That would be ridiculous. Why would I say that? are going to follow Dylan. Dylan, can you wave again? Thank you, Dylan. You're going to follow Dylan out, and he'll take you over to the VPAC. I'll wait for some of that chaos, and then I'll ramble on a little bit more. How am I doing? Great. Okay. So for everybody else, truly, we hope that you have a great day. Ask lots of questions. If there's something you need, please let us know. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the opportunity. Enjoy this experience, because it really is just a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and I look forward to meeting all of you. I see some of you, again, who I saw at our last open house, and that's always a plus for us. So enjoy the day, and again, if you decide that today this is where you want to be, our deposit and information booth is over in the WIC lobby. Thank you all. Have a great day.